Meditation and prayer are two essential tools in your spiritual arsenal. They're the very means that you commune with the divine to gather up the spiritual power and wisdom needed to pursue the spiritual path and all the things you're doing in your life. The better you develop these two tools, the more effective you will be in your spiritual journey. Think of it this way. Prayer is reaching out, a petitioning of the divine. It is ascending up of energy, of intention. Meditation is receiving from the divine. It's a drawing in of the blessings from the divine source. Through meditation, you're receptive to what God has to say to you. Together, they complete a spiritual circuit. Let's see now how this works in practice. My name's Dimitri Moraitis. I'm co-founder and director of Spiritual Arts Institute. I studied for 40 years with the mystic clairvoyant Barbara Y. Martin. She taught me to make my own direct connection to the divine to help bring through these many mystical teachings. We follow a 4,000-year metaphysical tradition called the Kingdom of Light teachings that help you accelerate your spiritual growth and climb the spiritual ladder. I am so excited to be sharing these teachings with you in these videos. The most ancient and fundamental of all religious and metaphysical practices is prayer. The acknowledgement of a greater, more encompassing power than ourselves, and how we relate to that greater presence. Some misunderstand the purpose of prayer. The common misconception is that prayer is a form of wanting something of God. In this way, you're kind of making God a servant. While there is a place for making a request of the divine, that's not the fundamental purpose of prayer. The fundamental purpose of prayer is to commune with God for the sole purpose and pleasure of being one with God, not to have your questions answered or your requests fulfilled. Think of it like getting together with your best friend. If the first thing you do when you see your best friend is constantly ask something of them or want something of them, what kind of friendship is that going to be? How much is your friend going to want to be with you if you persist? When you're with your best friend, you're there for the joy of being with them, even if the two of you do nothing. You're enjoying each other's company. That's the way to think of prayer. You're reaching out to be with the infinite God, the grand celestial architect of the universe, for the joy and pleasure of communing with the Almighty. This is not wishful thinking. This is not questioning God to prove to you that God is there. In sincere prayer, you are making a stronger connection with the source of all creative love, light, and power. To understand the significance of this, let us turn to the question of when you do ask for something of God. Let us say that you're feeling very unsettled and nervous about something, and you're asking God for peace in your heart. Well, if God is already there and understanding what you want and what's going on, why wouldn't God already be giving you that which you need? Why would you have to petition God for help? Well, what's really happening when you're reaching out to God for help is you are asking to illuminate your troubled heart, to understand the truth that's already there, but you are not connecting with. You are really saying, God, I don't understand how to bring your peace into this part of my life. I request your help. And of course, the divine will respond to open the door of understanding so your soul can step into the silence of peace of spirit. In doing this, you are realigning your consciousness with the divine. You're building bridges because it takes power to deeply commune with God. In prayer and communing, you're building up that power. God truly does answer every sincere prayer. Not perhaps always the way we would like it to be answered, but the divine is always looking out for your best interest, always looking out for what is the highest and most noble. God is not a servant, not there to grant your every whim. For example, if you're praying and asking the divine how you can bring a particular person into your life for a romantic relationship, you're already approaching it the wrong way. The question to ask is if this person is meant to be in your life. You have to leave the door open. You have to think not just what you want, what's best for you and what's best for everyone else involved. What if that person is not meant for you? Now, let's look at the art of meditation. It's an incredible irony that many who pray think you shouldn't meditate. That's completely false. You need both prayer and meditation. You need to complete the circuit. When you are reaching out to the divine will respond. So meditation requires a complementary skill. If prayer is reaching out and meditating is receiving, then your job in meditation is not to reach out. You've already done that. Your job now is to become still and receptive. Keeping the consciousness truly open and receptive is not easy to do. The mind wants to be active and engaged. In meditation, you are stepping away from the world for a moment. You are not active physically. Some mistakenly think that they could be meditating while walking on the beach or in a park. While you can relax and become meditative doing these things, that is not meditation. When you're meditating, the physical body is still, but the consciousness is vitally alive and vitally attuned to the divine. Then when you make your connection with God, the divine can reciprocate and bless you in turn. And you can receive that blessing because you have trained your consciousness to become open and receptive. If you try to control how the divine blesses and inspires you, again, that's not meditation and it's not going to work. You have to be ready to receive whatever it is the divine wishes for you, because it will be in your best interest, even if it's not what you want to hear at first. You have to flow with the currents of life. Here is the completion of the spiritual circuit. You pray to be one with God. In that oneness, you receive what you need and what you need to know. The divine responds with exactly what you need. And because you have become the open channel through meditation for the divine, you receive and embody the blessing. This is how we build our relationship with God, with the divine. Now, there's one more part to make the process complete. When you finish with prayer and meditation, naturally, you will re-engage in the activities of your life. You have the job now to employ the very thing that God gave you. If you receive divine peace, you have to be in that peace to make it a part of you. Remember, the divine does not do the growing for you. The guidance, the power, the blessings are there, but you have to do the growing for yourself by living that which the divine gives you. And that is not always easy to do. For example, if in your prayers and meditations you are blessed with peace, and now walk later into a job setting where there's tension and stresses, well, you've got to maintain that blessing of peace no matter what is going on in the office and not give in to those stresses and pressures. By doing this, you will stay in your own divine center. You will build the very power more strongly that was given to you, and you will be a center for spiritual peace in that situation. You will be the vessel to perhaps calm the situation down. And you will not absorb all that stressful energy. You will honor what was given, and you will embody it. Your spiritual work is a cooperative process with the divine. There needs to be steady communication. And just like any relationship, if you want it to grow and thrive, you have to spend time with it. Prayer and meditation need to be daily practices. You cannot walk the spiritual path and say you're climbing up the spiritual ladder without an effective prayer and meditation practice. And the beauty is, as you practice through the years, prayer and meditation will greatly deepen, and you are truly drawing closer to the divine. I thank you. If you enjoyed this video, please consider donating to the Institute and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thank you.